Don't need the cards. Hi. I'm gonna do, here's the dog. Look at the camera. Look. 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 Look at my finger. Look. Okay, hi. Okay. Let me use chew toy. Okay, we got this. So I thought I'd come on do kind of a twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine reading. And at first I was like asking for cards for the feminine, but then I heard like, no, this is for the masculine. So this was the main card for masculine energy. You trying to get down? Okay. All right. So, 5 of Cups. So he's like busy, kind of like pillar of salt, looking back. Wait, just 1 second. Don't eat that, honey. Don't eat that. Just hold this. Okay. And yeah, I feel like he's been doing it for a long time because when I look at his gray boots, they really seem like they're turning into stone. Just gonna put my glasses on. Figure this out. Because, the cards I'm meaning, but I like to read them intuitively as well. And by the way, I do distance healing and psychic readings. I like to combine the two because it's one thing just to see what's wrong, but it's another thing to fix it. It's just more fun than just telling you what could happen. And to contact me, I'll put my email in the box below. And we can figure out like a custom kind of session in terms of how long you want it, like what your budget is, etc. All right, so I'll let you look at this one more time before I get all into it. This is the Golden Universal Tarot. It's really nice. I like this deck a lot because I like gold color. It's interesting because like one of these cups like has this like gold. I had black nail polish on before. That's why my nails look kind of black. Sorry for the close up. It's interesting because I feel normally when I look at these cups overturned, I feel like it's all over, but it really feels like some of these relationships that didn't work out for the masculine, maybe that are still like in a way ongoing but faulty. I feel like 2 of them, because there's water still there, are still ongoing, but one of them is over. But he seems to be looking at the one that's truly over, like, because he's not really looking at these ones. He's really looking at that one, and that one has run dry. So I feel like he's regretting that this relationship that ended has run dry, and he's kind of ignoring his 2 other people he may be juggling right now, where it's kind of falling apart from his negligence. And then he's also ignoring that these two upright cups are if he could just like snap out of it and leave these two other relationships that don't suit him, he could have a working relationship that's like ready right now, you know, because it's these cups are not far away from him. It's just a matter of turning around. And I think like it would take, just like physically, it would take a 180. His mental space, like he needs to change his mind about how he's going to live his life. He needs to do a 180, like in terms of his choices, more than just physically turning around. Because while he's on the other side of the bank, other side of the river from stability, from this home over here, I really should have done my nails better before I did this. It's like these videos are like half about your nails and half about the reading because you bring your hands so close. Okay. While he's staying like this bachelor type person and not committing, not crossing the bridge into stability, nothing is really fertile on this side of the river. It's barren and rocky. It looks like almost like beachy, where like when the tide rolls in, it just covers it and then it sweeps everything away. So he may occasionally become overcome with emotion sometimes, and then also dry of emotions at times over this issue, like who he should be with. And he's sort of just like caught in the ebb and flow of like other people's desires. What are you talking about? Okay. Don't lick the cards. Okay. But it really feels like two of these people are really these, what some people might call like karmic relationships. They're really doing their best, show their emotions, show their value. I feel like with the gold showing in the sort of rainbowy water showing too. But because he's neglected them, like that sand is gonna like absorb all that water, and they're gonna feel empty and unloved in short order. Yeah, and I see like one aspect of this puddle looks whitish, like ice or snow. So I feel like by the time the snow falls, like those relationships, those sort of side chick like kind of relationships he has will be over, because they will have given up on him. He's used to having choice and not putting his 100%. But he's particularly distracted with like how he messed up this one relationship. But if he just turns around, he can pick up this cup and make an offering to the relationship that's ready and what he wants, which would inspire him probably to want to cross that bridge and go to the castle on the hill over there. The same castle and village that appears in the other cards. It's kind of like the tarot is a bit like video game environment where you could be in different places in this village. So in this scene, we're seeing it from this angle, but I'm sure we'll see the house from another angle soon. All right. So that's the first card for the masculine. So he's in regret mode. But as I said, like, all these cups aren't like, oh my gosh, stop eating that. Sorry. He's teething, so yeah, as I already said for like the last half an hour, two of the relationships are still kind of going on, but he's really not putting in any effort towards them. And he really made like a big regretful move with one of them, that where the feminine has said like, I'm done, I don't feel anything more for you. Okay. You want to hold it? Yeah. You're just like eating everything. Okay. And then like a whole bunch of cards came out at once, and normally I'd be like, that's too many, but I looked at them and I was like, kind of relevant. Terrorizing. Okay. So he's also, okay, I mean the Four of Swords, so like, I'm just looking. I'll let you look at it for a second while you listen to the dog growling. You can let him go. You can put him in the cage too if you want. Okay. Okay. All right. So I feel like the masculine in this case is like really wistfully praying for reuniting with someone that he can only communicate with spiritually. And he feels like that he feels like the relationship has fallen apart, because it, like, just like in the window here, like she's kind of in pieces. You can put him down. It's okay. But I feel like he has so much optimism, even though technically this is like the like pause and reflect, like overwhelm kind of card. Because the handles are so yellow on the swords and the swords are so white, I feel like he really has some positive, oh my gosh, things he wants to say. It's because this is a live video. It's like the dog's being really high maintenance. Wait, hold on 1 second. I need to take him for a walk, I think. All right. Also, his pillow is like really festive, yellow with the gold on it. So I feel like he really, in yellow being like the very social color, I really feel like he's gaining confidence about his ability to reach out in friendship. But then he knows a lot of, like, in order, the glue this time will be like spiritual. And he can't do it alone. He has to do it by praying if he wants any contact because like by working with the source energy, it's gonna like make everything he says and does like better, inspired action. And he has a lot of passion, but he's like the red is like passion, but it's like, and it's over his lower half, and but the sword is across that, so he's like not going to express that so much, but it's in presence. He's gonna try to keep his communication kind of brief and like clean and friendly. Because he's gonna talk in very vague terms about a relationship that he wants to make real. And that's why them together with the house seems kind of in pieces or foggy, you know. There's less detail. So the detail would be like to come, but also I feel like he's been dabbling, like his foot armor has like 4 levels to it. I kind of feel like he's tried acting like in 4 different ways, like in life, and he's kind of done with that, and he wants to be authentic now, but he knows that in order to have the strength, part of his authenticity is his newfound spirituality, where he knows like he must what's the word, I can't think with my glasses on. It's not withdraw, it's it's not succumb. What's the word I'm thinking of? Anyway, he knows that source is like a greater force, smarter than him, and then he must work together like with spirit to accomplish anything of value, anything worthwhile. Can't see without these. I mean, I can tell what card it is, but I can't really see the detail. Anyway, don't mind me if my videos are kind of long and stuff. It's for free, and I can do what I want. And I don't, in my sessions, I don't use cards unless a client like absolutely asks for it specifically, because I don't need them to do a psychic reading. But I enjoy doing these readings for you, and I learn a lot about the tarot, which is seems to get more and more interesting each use. So yeah, and for like stability, so sort of praying for the stability and communication to happen in a friendly manner that isn't overly like passionate, because he's really like got his mind on making something solid, and maybe he's never done that before. He doesn't really know how to do it. That's why the picture in the stained glass looks so vague. He's just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, so help me out, spirit. You know how to put this together, because he regrets like letting it go, and but he doesn't realize like how easy it would be to like make it happen. He just has to snap out of his long-term like feeling frozen, like I mentioned, like don't look back, like or it'll turn into a pillar of salt kind of thing. You have to forgive yourself and forgive others to move on think one of the cards here. Well, yeah, like one of the cards I got for masculine was the moving on card. So it's like, yeah, all this stuff happened. But I have faith that I can move forward despite all the injuries, communication kind of injuries happened. Moving past it. Trying to preserve the relationship. Because there's been because Spirit has shown the masculine a truth, like in an inspired way. It's like whoever they were with, it wasn't the right relationship. They see the truth about them now. Like it's been dug up. What was trying to be hidden has been unearthed, and light has been shed on it. And maybe I get the feeling like friends tip them off to it, or it's a bit public, what happened. And it's like you can't deny the truth in this case. And Spirit's just like like really serious about it, with this like fist holding the sword. It's like, here, like, check it out. No business. We have the Knight of Wands. We have also the Ace of Pentacles. We have a lot of wands. The King of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So it's like maybe excessive passion, but like anyway, we're seeing it's kind of like there's a lot of guys here though, so it's making me on the masculine side. I'm kind of feeling too like okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna get too far ahead here. I mean, well, there could be a few suitors for the feminine. I also feel that by his communicating with more purpose, because like knights are on a mission, like he's on a mission to communicate. He might not be the best at communicating, but he's driven to do so. Maybe a bit awkward, slightly immature, a bit more, he might feel a bit more vulnerable. Like this skirt doesn't seem adequate covering, so it makes me feel like he's a bit vulnerable. But he's expressing his desire for abundance, fertility, like a home life. He feels like he's sort of, even though this is not a pentacle card, I kind of feel like he has something to offer in terms of stability, like home, and he's a bit proud of himself for achieving this much. Maybe he's younger than the feminine too. Okay, just oops. Okay, and by communicating that, he's gone from like the player, just roaming the lands with his passion, to the King of Wands. Come here, honey. Come on. Stuggy. Hello. Yeah, so he's become the king of wands, and you see this little salamander kind of down here. Okay, there's like salamanders and lion. No, don't eat that. The cat likes the dog food. Okay. So, okay, let me look at this card for a sec. It's funny. I get like some music. I don't feel like it could be that the masculine energy likes music a lot. It has a very rigid idea of how music should go down. And he's used to being kind of in like depression, not necessarily depression, but like not optimism, whatever that is. I don't have all my words today. Also, his clothes can be kind of goofy for like in terms of what the feminine likes. I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's just like, anyway, everybody has their different vibe they like, so that's fair. Yeah, and I feel like he's not super in touch with nature. Like nature and spirit are trying to be like, hey, I got a message for you if you'd only look, if you'd only listen. But he's used to being like kind of domineering. And but he's kind of like over just roaming the hills as the Knight of Wands. He's like a bit older. He's like a bit more over it, and he's like, I'm here. I'm more settled down, but I'm still passionate, and I want my queen. Because he feels victorious, like I think because he finally knows what he wants, so he's like in a more celebratory fashion. He wants to like he's ready to let the community know he likes the feminine, and he wants to make a solid offer because spirit has nudged the situation so much. Any time they spent apart only validated that, made it stronger. I mean, yeah, if absence makes the heart grow fonder, it's like really apparent to the masculine, I feel, what the truth is. That's nice. Clarity's always nice. Clarity, truth, being connected. So that's really good. Okay. The first card I got for the feminine was the Three of Pentacles. So she's super into like building something with Source's help, like in a structured way, like wanting to really like build a proper solid relationship that's like recognized in the community, that like yeah, it's like sort of like building a cathedral, or jazzing up the cathedral with the Madonna sculpture. Come here. And yeah, I feel like people who are like known in the community are kind of talking about it's like, yeah, this happened, and it might be like it might be a bit of a head turner kind of relationship, like what, but then it's like but it's good, I see it's good for both people, and they're kind of a model example of like what relationships should be. You also got the Two of Cups in this grouping, further validating that they're coming together. They both have a full cup to offer, and Spirit is part of the gang. They're above, like, giving strength and balanced health. It almost looks like more to the masculine's cup than the feminine's, because maybe she's not as much in need of healing as he is at this time. And it's interesting too, like this stone foot over here that's like broken off from a sculpture. So whatever, when he was feeling stuck with those gray feet in the Five of Cups, he's like, he actually had to like break himself away from that, feeling like he's kind of breaking himself, like really breaking character, you know, to, yeah, it's an unusual move for him to approach this type of woman. It's unexpected, just like I said, in the community, like they may find it a bit like, oh, you know, got a bit gossip worthy, but at the same time it's like, no, but it's really good. And in this case, it's really good for him to break character and do something radically different that's inspired by Spirit to come forward to this feminine. That's really cool. Why are you tearing that up? Okay. Well, don't eat that. Oh my god, don't eat that. It's not food. That's not food. Okay, don't eat that. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's like really, don't eat stuff that you're not supposed to eat. Okay? Don't eat. Okay. Yeah, so she feels like she has the world in her hands, but like, don't eat that either. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why don't you eat this Canadian's wristband? Okay, eat that. Maybe that's a good sign, actually. Like, maybe the Canadians will take the cup this year. I hope so. All right. So I feel like at this time, like the feminine's not in her wealth, but she knows it's coming. She has the world in her hands, but it's like in this, I mean, of course, like pictured here is more of a masculine character. So maybe she's having to be in her masculine energy more right now just to make it happen. But there's like a certain poverty to the outfit. At the same time, there's so much faith that she has about things improving, like having the world in her hands, that things are going to turn around. Her ships are going to come in. She's going to have this castle on the hill, which is like in the background here. Yep. And the car honked, so it's like a validation. If she can keep things balanced, you know, balancing the emotions. I really feel like the masculine energy is like really crying maybe a bit now, like very going between crying and super calm, like acceptance and purging, I would say. Anyway, okay, I feel like in this temperance card there's like a tear. Maybe it's just a printing error, but it looks like a tear on the face of this angel that's balancing the emotions. And also it looks like a really difficult path to take, like after this watery area towards the mountain area where presumably the castle on the hill is. We're staying with this like video game environment where everything's happening in this same place. And because this is an angel, I really feel like she has to pray, like just like the masculine, like be connected and have faith that like spirit has her back, and to spend her time like the way to find peace emotionally is through her connection and meditation time with spirit. And I don't mean meditation like a she shed kind of with candles and stuff like that. So it's all in here. Like we don't need cathedrals. Like we're the cathedral. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have nice architectural spaces for communal gatherings and stuff, but you can't forget that like you're meant to. Your body is your temple, right? So yeah, and the angel has like 1 foot on the grass, 1 foot in the water. So they're not like going full on into the emotions. It's like, yes, I have some emotions, but I'm going to stay grounded throughout this process. And just little by little balance. I'm not going to overwhelm myself by getting too deep into overthinking things. I'm going to let spirit I'm going to try to stay grounded, be like half cognizant of your feelings, half putting your effort in being grounded, and allowing spirit to do the dirty work of making things right between whoever is part of this miracle / drama thing, and to not fear the path that may be like through your darkness to where the sun is rising over these mountains and stuff. Don't worry so much. Yeah, if you like have faith, and having faith means like dropping your burdens, knowing that like you're not supposed to do all the work. You're not supposed to be controlling. You're supposed to like allow. I mean, you can have personal boundaries, but you can't be controlling of others. And you can't assume you know what's perfect for you in terms of ideal relationships and stuff. You have to kind of like see, expect the most and wait for it to come in. Knowing that between working with spirit, you have the world in your hands. It's a great, even if you might not be in that wealth right now, you know that you will have all that you want by having that faith. Because I have these other 4 cards too for the feminine side. She's been carrying too much burden, and like there's no more, like you just, like some people are like really, you could call them like selfish or like, where they just don't have a lot, they don't want to deal with like problems and stuff. They're not going to take on other people's problems. But then there's some people that take on like everybody's problems. And then sometimes they wait until like they literally can't take it anymore, and the like in 10 is like the most burdens you could carry, like people's passions and stuff. Don't eat those cards. And so it's just like, instead of just like deciding after 2 wands or 3 wands, like they just waited till they like were totally burned out to make this change, because they were just the feminine was just focusing on regrets and feeling frozen and apathetic over what was being offered to her. Like, it's possible, I'm saying her, but it could be like a male having a feminine qualities, but I'm just gonna say she for the feminine. You don't need to eat these cards. They're not food. And he likes cards. So yeah, so it's possible the feminine could even just like walk by like all these heaven sent situations and just feel like, oh, I'm not worthy because these other situations didn't work out. Why would I even bother looking at this gift from spirit? Because I'm just used to things not working out. But she needs to heal that and enjoy the healing process. And there's some alone time involved in this. And I feel like there's bird messages that come to her. And through this like time alone and reinvigoration, she'll actually her star will shine again, and she'll actually have like a recognition, in the world, and I kind of get like chills for that, so it's nice. And also we have the sun card, so it's like really positive outlook after this healing has taken place. It's cause for celebration and feeling like a kid again, with their passions like unfurled and with spirit carrying them forward with not a care in the world. It's really sweet. Abundance. And I feel like because the detail on the face of the sun is like so clear, she really feels like she knows her connection with spirit. And it's like knowing like her guides and source energy, even like having a recognizable personality to her. Very, very connected. So that's like super positive. So just to recap, kind of. So she's leaving this state of overwhelm and ignoring like new opportunities. Helping spirit balance her. Being optimistic in the face of some poverty. Knowing that her ships are gonna come in. Why do you make that noise? Because she wants to build something solid, love relationship that is like coming. Because and the masculine is having the divine's help to heal in order to make that happen. So that she can have this renewal and wonderful experience. And the masculine, just to recap. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's the masculine. Right. So, just moving through his emotions and stuff, and like despite like negative communications and things, leaving the rocky kind of waters for this quieter, like smoother place with the people he loves. Because he wants to make like a solid, inspired offer. He's grown up in his passions, but he's still like a bit disconnected from spirit. But like at least he's listening now. He's like woken up to that because he's had this like rude awakening of like the truth coming in about like what he's been up to. He's just still a bit of a player, but really focusing more on like the relationship that really mattered to him that didn't work out so well. But that it's time for him to like break that stony kind of foot to like step forward into a new character, to be like really has to like break character to like be the guy he needs to be in this case. Yeah, because he has these like wishes of making something solid with the feminine, and this time he's not going to keep his secret. He's going to tell the community. And like, yeah, so he'll come forward and explain that in a slightly awkward but purposeful manner. Anyway, so it kind of seems like the worst is over, which is really great. If like the masculine and feminine are totally in acceptance about having to connect with spirit and heal, like they both have their work to do in terms of that. And for the feminine, it's like balance your emotions, or like, you know, ask for spirit to help you with that, because that they're there for that. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're just walking through darkness for too long, and that's not like a cool way to be. Because, you know, they're not just gonna weigh your heart against a feather when you die. It's like something to do every day. Weigh your heart against a feather to really see how much faith you have, and unload your burdens and forgive yourself and other people, so your heart feels lighter, so you can have room for new love and experiences and creations to come in. and then I space out. Anyway, so thanks for hanging out with me, and if you have any like you can also write to me at my email, but not about like how you think I should do my channel, but like other stuff that's like nice. you can email me nice things. I'm cool with that. Anyway, take care, and if you want to have a distance healing session, I've been doing Reiki since 2003. I do psychic healing and triple flame healing, and it's my pleasure to work with people, and everyone is different, so it's always fascinating. I learn a lot from the sessions, and it's really joyful to help people see things differently, or like heal from things at an accelerated pace. So yeah, have a really good Sunday. Take care. Talk to you soon.